Senior fitness myths debunked. The truth that could change your life. After 50. What if I told you that 3 simple lies about exercise after 50 have been stealing years from your life? And what's worse, your own doctor might believe them too. I'm about to shatter everything you thought you knew about fitness after 50. Stick around, because what you're about to learn could literally add decades to your active life. But first, I need to ask you something important. Drop a comment right now and tell me, what city or country are you watching from? Because what I'm about to share works whether you're in New York City, rural Texas, or anywhere else in the world. I read every comment, and I want to know where my fitness warriors are located. Now, here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. My name is Jason Carter, and over the past 30 years, I've helped thousands of people over 50 transform their bodies and their lives. But I wasn't always a believer in what I'm about to tell you. See, I used to buy into these myths too, until I met Margaret. Margaret was 73 when she walked into my gym, hunched over using a walker, convinced she was too old and fragile for real exercise. Her doctor had told her to take it easy and just do some light stretching. 6 months later, Margaret deadlifted 135 pounds at 73 years old. But here's the kicker. Margaret's transformation isn't rare. It's actually normal when you understand the truth about senior fitness. And today, I'm going to prove to you that almost everything you've been told about exercise after 50 is dead wrong. I'm going to back up every single claim with peer-reviewed research from institutions like Harvard Medical School, Mayo Clinic, and the American College of Sports Medicine. We're talking about studies involving over 50,000 seniors that will completely flip your understanding upside down. But before we dive in, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I drop game-changing senior health content every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Here's what's at stake. Every day you believe these myths, you're not just missing out on better health. You're literally choosing a life of dependence over independence, weakness over strength, early decline over vibrant aging. The World Health Organization calls physical inactivity the silent killer, responsible for 3.2 million deaths annually. But here's what they don't tell you. Most of those deaths are preventable with the right information. So buckle up, because we're about to bust 3 dangerous myths that could be the difference between your golden years being truly golden or just getting by. Myth 1. It's too late to start exercising. Myth number 1 is the granddaddy of them all, and it's probably ruining more lives than any other lie in the fitness world. It's too late to start exercising after 50. If you've ever thought this, you're not alone. But you're also dead wrong, and I'm about to prove it. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed 1,735 people who started exercising for the first time after age 65. You know what they found? Within just 8 weeks, these complete beginners showed 32% improvement in muscle strength, 28% better balance and coordination, 41% reduction in fall risk. And here's the shocker. Their brains actually grew. MRI scans showed increased brain volume in areas responsible for memory and learning. Dr. Jennifer Heiss from McMaster University put it perfectly. The brain's capacity for change doesn't diminish with age. It just needs the right stimulus. But let me tell you about Frank, because his story will give you chills. Frank was 78, a retired accountant from Ohio. Never exercised a day in his adult life. His daughter brought him to me because he was falling frequently, and his doctor suggested it was just part of aging. Frank could barely stand up from a chair without using his arms. His grip strength was weaker than my 12-year-old nephew's. But Frank had something special. He was tired of being weak. We started with bodyweight exercises, chair sits, wall push-ups, basic stuff. But here's where it gets incredible. After 6 months, Frank was doing full push-ups. After a year, He completed his first 5K run. At 79 years old, Frank ran 3.1 miles without stopping. But wait, it gets better. Frank's latest bone density scan showed a 15% increase in bone density. His doctor couldn't believe it. They ran the test 3 times. Now, you might think Frank is some genetic freak, but the research says otherwise. A study from the University of Birmingham examined muscle building in people aged 68-80 who had never exercised regularly. The results? Their muscles grew at the same rate as people in their 20s. Let me repeat that. 80-year-old muscles grew as fast as 20-year-old muscles when given the right stimulus. Lead researcher Dr. Lee Breen said, "Age is not a barrier to muscle building. The machinery is there at any age." Harvard Medical School's research goes even further. They found that people who start exercising after 50 live an average of 3.4 years longer than sedentary peers. But here's the kicker. Those extra years are high-quality years, not nursing home years. So why do so many people believe it's too late? 3 reasons. First, we confuse aging with disuse. What we think is getting old is actually just getting weak from inactivity. Second, we compare ourselves to our peak performance instead of our current potential. You don't need to be 25 again. You just need to be better than you are today. Third, society has brainwashed us into thinking 50+ means decline, but cultures around the world prove this wrong every single day. Before we bust the second myth, I need you to do something. If Frank's story inspired you, if you're starting to believe that maybe, just maybe, it's not too late for you, drop a fire emoji in the comments right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This information could literally save your life. Hit that subscribe button now. Now you might be thinking, okay, maybe I can start exercising, but isn't it dangerous? What if I get hurt? That brings us to myth. Number 2, and this one is so backwards, it's actually killing people. What if I told you that not exercising is 1,000 times more dangerous than exercising? Stick with me, because this next part will shock you. Myth 2, exercise is too risky for seniors. Myth number 2, exercise is too risky for seniors. This myth isn't just wrong, it's literally deadly. And I'm about to prove it with numbers that will blow your mind. According to the CDC, sedentary lifestyle kills 300,000 Americans every year. You know how many people die from exercise-related injuries annually? 100. That's a 3,000 to 1 ratio. You're more likely to die from a lightning strike than from exercising properly. But here's what really pisses me off about this myth. It's based on fear, not facts. Dr. Robert Butler, the first director of the National Institute on Aging, said it best. If exercise could be packaged in a pill, it would be the single most widely prescribed medication in the world. The real risk isn't exercising, it's not exercising. Let me break this down. Every week you don't exercise after 50. You lose 1% of your muscle mass. Your bone density decreases by 0.5%. Your balance deteriorates by 2%. Your cardiovascular capacity drops by 1%. That's not aging. That's accelerated decline from inactivity. Let me tell you about Ruth, because her story perfectly illustrates this backwards thinking. Ruth was 69, terrified of exercise because her doctor told her she had brittle bones and needed to be careful. She spent 3 years avoiding any physical activity. Then Ruth fell in her bathroom. Hip fracture, surgery, 6 months of recovery. Her world shrunk to the size of her living room. That's when Ruth's son called me, desperate. "Is there anything you can do?" I told him the truth. Ruth's fracture wasn't because she was old. It was because she was weak, and weakness is fixable at any age. We started Ruth's recovery with isometric exercises in bed, gentle movements, progressive loading. 8 months later, Ruth was hiking trails she hadn't touched in a decade. But here's the real kicker. Ruth's latest DEXA scan showed a 12% increase in bone density. Her brittle bones had become stronger than they were in her 50s. Ruth's transformation isn't a miracle. It's science. The American College of Sports Medicine reviewed over 200 studies on exercise and aging. Their conclusion? Quote, "Regular exercise is the closest thing we have to a fountain of youth." Here are the facts they found. Strength training reduces fall risk by 40%. Think about that. Nearly half of all falls can be prevented with proper exercise. Balance training reduces fall-related injuries by 60%. Cardiovascular exercise reduces heart disease risk by 35% and stroke risk by 50%. But my favorite study comes from the Mayo Clinic. They followed 1,000 people over 65 for 10 years. Half exercised regularly, half didn't. The exercising group had 50% fewer hospitalizations, 75% fewer nursing home admissions, 40% lower healthcare costs, and lived an average of 5.2 years longer. Dr. Michael Joyner from Mayo Clinic said, "Exercise is the most potent anti-aging intervention known to science." Now, I'm not saying you should just jump into CrossFit tomorrow. Smart exercise requires smart progression. Here's how to exercise safely after 50. First, get medical clearance, not because exercise is dangerous, but because your doctor needs to know your baseline. Second, start where you are, not where you were. Progress is the goal, not perfection. Third, focus on the big four: strength, balance, flexibility, and cardiovascular health. These four pillars prevent 90% of age-related decline. Fourth, work with a qualified professional initially. Just like you wouldn't do your own taxes without training, don't guess with your health. The National Academy of Sports Medicine found that seniors working with certified trainers had 95% fewer injuries than those exercising alone initially. Here's how I want you to think about risk from now on. The riskiest thing you can do after 50 isn't exercising. It's sitting on your couch, letting your muscles waste away, your bones weaken, and your heart deteriorate. Every day you choose inactivity, you're choosing accelerated aging. Every day you choose movement, you're choosing vitality. If you're starting to see exercise as essential, medicine instead of optional recreation, drop a yes in the comments right now. But what about high-impact exercise? Surely seniors should stick to gentle walking and stretching, right? Wrong again. Myth number 3 is about to flip everything you know about age-appropriate exercise. Myth 3. Seniors should only do low-impact, gentle exercise. Myth number 3. Seniors should only do low-impact, gentle exercise. This myth is so ingrained in our culture that even fitness professionals believe it. But it's not just wrong, it's sabotaging millions of seniors. What if I told you that gentle exercise might be the worst thing you can do for your aging body? Before you click away thinking I've lost my mind, give me 60 seconds to blow yours. Here's the problem with gentle exercise. Your body adapts to exactly what you ask of it. If you only ask for gentle, your body becomes gentle. Dr. Miriam Nelson from Tufts University put it perfectly. The body doesn't understand age, it only understands demand. A study from the University of Sydney followed 2,000 seniors doing different types of exercise for 5 years. The results were shocking. Group 1, gentle exercise, light walking, stretching. Muscle loss continued at normal aging rate. Bone density declined 2% per year. Fall risk remained unchanged. Group 2, progressive resistance training. Muscle mass increased by 15%. Bone density increased by 8%. Fall risk decreased by 45%. Same time investment. Dramatically different results. Let me tell you about Dorothy, because she embodies this perfectly. Dorothy was 82, doing water aerobics and chair yoga for safety. Everyone praised her for staying active, but Dorothy was getting weaker every month. She couldn't carry her groceries, couldn't get up from low chairs, couldn't open jars. Her independence was slipping away, one gentle workout at a time. Dorothy's daughter begged her to try something different. That's when Dorothy walked into my gym. Dorothy's first goal? To deadlift her own body weight. Everyone thought I was crazy. An 82-year-old woman lifting 120 pounds? Impossible. 6 months later, Dorothy deadlifted 135 pounds. But that's not the best part. Last month, Dorothy helped her son move furniture. At 83, she was carrying boxes her 50-year-old son struggled with. Dorothy told me, "I spent years trying to protect my body by being gentle. Turns out I was actually destroying it." Dorothy's transformation isn't luck, it's physiology. Your muscles, bones, and cardiovascular system need progressive overload to maintain and improve. Dr. Wayne Westcott from Quincy College studied over 1,300 seniors doing high-intensity strength training. His findings revolutionized senior fitness. High-intensity training, relative to individual capacity, produced 3x greater strength gains than moderate. Intensity, 2x greater bone density improvements, 50% better balance and coordination, significantly improved cognitive function. But here's the kicker: high intensity doesn't mean dangerous. It means challenging relative to your current capacity. The American College of Sports Medicine now recommends seniors lift weights at 70 to 85% of their maximum capacity. That's not gentle, that's powerful. So what does age-appropriate really mean? It means exercise that challenges your current limits safely and progressively, not exercise that assumes you're fragile. Dr. Maria Fiatarone Singh from the University of Sydney said it best. There is no drug in current or prospective use that holds as much promise for sustained health as a lifetime program of physical exercise. But she emphasized progressive exercise, not gentle exercise. Here's what seniors should be doing: strength training 2-3x per week at challenging intensities, balance training that pushes stability limits, cardiovascular exercise that elevates heart rate significantly, flexibility work that maintains and improves range of motion. The goal isn't to coddle your aging body, it's to challenge it to remain strong, capable, and independent. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds scary. What if I get hurt? Here's the truth. Proper progression minimizes risk while maximizing results. We're not talking about jumping into powerlifting competitions. We're talking about systematic progressive challenge. Start with body weight. Progress to light weights. Gradually increase intensity. Always prioritize form over weight. The National Strength and Conditioning Association found that progressive resistance training has a lower injury rate than walking for seniors when properly supervised. If you're ready to stop being gentle with your body and start being powerful, comment "strong" right now. And if this video is changing how you think about aging and exercise, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Because here's the thing. We're just getting started. Bonus myth: seniors need different exercises than younger people. I promised you 3 myths, but I'm throwing in a bonus myth that might be the most dangerous of all. Myth number 4. Seniors need completely different exercises than younger people. This myth creates age segregation in fitness, and it's holding you back from your true potential. Here's the truth. Your body doesn't know how old you are. It only knows movement patterns, load, and adaptation. The fundamental movement patterns, squat, hinge, push, pull, carry, don't change with age. The load and progression might, but the movements remain the same. A study from the University of Alabama compared exercise responses in people aged 20 to 30 versus 65-75. Guess what they found? When adjusted for baseline fitness, both groups showed identical improvement rates in strength gains, cardiovascular improvements, balance enhancements, flexibility increases. Dr. Todd Trapp, the lead researcher, concluded the aging muscle responds to training stimuli remarkably similarly to young muscle. This reminds me of my client Harold, who at 70 decided he wanted to train with his 25-year-old grandson. Everyone told Harold it was impossible. Different generations need different programs, right? Wrong. I put Harold and his grandson on the same program structure. Same exercises, same progression model, obviously different loads, but identical movement patterns. 6 months later, Harold was outlasting his grandson in workouts, while his grandson was huffing and puffing. Harold's decades of life experience had taught him pacing and mental toughness. Harold's grandson told me, "Grandpa doesn't train like an old man. He trains like an athlete who happens to be 70. That's the difference. When you remove artificial age barriers, you unlock potential you didn't know existed. The only real differences for seniors are longer warm-up periods, more attention to recovery, gradual progression timelines, higher focus on movement quality. That's it. The exercises themselves, squats, deadlifts, push-ups, rows, all the same. The human body moves the same way at 25 and 75. Stop segregating yourself into senior fitness. Start thinking of yourself as an athlete in your current season of life. If you're ready to stop training like you're old and start training like you're capable, comment "athlete" below. Because that's what you are, an athlete who happens to have wisdom, experience, and probably better form than most 20-year-olds. Let's recap the truth bombs we just dropped. Myth 1. Too late to start. Busted. Your muscles grow at any age with proper stimulus. Myth 2. Too risky. Busted. Not exercising is 3,000 times more dangerous than exercising. Myth 3. Only gentle exercise. Busted. Progressive challenges. The fountain of youth. Bonus. Different exercises needed. Busted. Your body moves the same way at any age. These aren't just myths. They're barriers that have been holding you back from your strongest, most vibrant self. Here's what happens when you embrace these truths. In 30 days, you'll feel stronger and more energetic than you have in years. In 90 days, friends and family will start asking what you're doing differently. In 6 months, you'll be doing things you thought were impossible. In 1 year, you'll wonder why you waited so long to start. But it all begins with a decision. The decision to reject the lies and embrace the truth about your potential. I want to leave you with one final story. Last month, I received an email from a 78-year-old viewer named Robert. Robert wrote, "6 months ago, I couldn't get out of bed without help. My family was looking at nursing homes. Then I found your channel and decided to try one more time. Today, I deadlifted 200 pounds. At 78 years old, I'm stronger than I was at 50. My doctor can't believe my latest blood work. My family can't believe the transformation. But most importantly, I can't believe I almost gave up on myself." Robert's email ended with this: "Thank you for helping me realize that age is just a number, but strength is a choice. Your transformation story is waiting to be written. The only question is, will you write it?" If this video inspired you to reject these myths and embrace your potential, here's what I need you to do right now. 1. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I'm dropping life-changing content every week. 2. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Your share could literally save someone's independence. 3. Comment below with your biggest takeaway. I read every single comment and respond to as many as possible. 4. Most importantly, take action. Start today. Start small if you need to, but start. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, every strong person was once weak, every independent senior was once someone who decided that age wouldn't define their limits. Your strongest days aren't behind you, they're ahead of you, but only if you're brave enough to claim them. I'll see you in the next video, where we're diving deep into the exact exercises that will transform your body after 50. Until then, stay strong, stay determined, and never let anyone tell you it's too late. Your potential. Now it's time for you to believe in it too.